What's up, guys? My name is Jackson. This is my brother Carson. 2.5 years ago, we discovered a loophole in real estate that you can sell other people's properties without actually owning them. But we don't do it like typical people do. We flip land to builders rather than houses. So we figured this out 2.5 years ago in college, and since then, we've been able to scale our business to doing millions of dollars per year. And as you can see on the screen right here, we have about $500,000 in wires. This was over a single week. That's not every week for us, but this was a very good week for us. All you really need to do this is Zillow and your phone and a laptop, and we've been able to scale this business over the last 2.5 years to doing millions of dollars in net profit every single year.
And again, this is just showing you guys what's possible. Even doing $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 is extremely easy to get somebody to do. So that's why we're showing $500,000 in a week is something that we've been able to do. And we're gonna show you how you can do this yourself to be doing $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, pretty simply and pretty easily.
Right, so before we jump into things, we just have an earnings disclaimer. So everything that we do show in this video is true. All the numbers are true. Every single wire is legit. However, not everyone is going to be able to do this, right? It is very important to understand that if you do not work hard, if you work for 10, 15 minutes a day, you're not going to be able to put up these numbers, right? But I can almost guarantee you guys that anyone that's willing to commit to this and do this every single day and commit to yourself and your business will be able to make a lot of money, more money than you ever even thought was possible by flipping land to home builders. So we surveyed over 1,000 people, a little over 1,300 exactly, and the average profit was over $8,800. Ours was over a little bit like $7,200 last year, but that's because we're doing mass volume. But the average profit was $8,831, which is very important to me because all that means is that you need to do one deal a month to make over $100,000 a year, right? And 82% of people have never even made $100,000 in a year in their entire life. Right, so this can be absolutely life-changing for people, not even to mention all you need is a laptop and you don't work for anyone in the process. So it wasn't always like this for us, right? So when we started, I had $73 in my account, Carson had $7. You guys can see when we started, we were just working out of just like this little warehouse. We had our 2 laptops set up, or my monitor up there that I got for $200 on Facebook Marketplace, and we were just grinding every single day. We were 70, 80 hours a week. If not 100.
And when we started now, we're talking about these big numbers and everything that we're doing and doing 37 deals in a month, doing those huge numbers that we're showing. But again, it wasn't always like this. When we started, Jackson had a credit card. He ran up all the expenses. It was trial and error. We had nobody showing us how to do this. We had no knowledge. We were kind of one of the first people to do this with land that I've seen. And again, he had $4,500, I think, on his credit card that he ran up in debt. That we had to pay off after he made his first, second, third, fourth, fifth deal. And then as soon as he paid that off, it was scaling, it was rinsing and repeat from there. And we'll get into more of that.
Yeah, and not to mention, like when we started this, we were just college students, right? He was 19, I was 21 years old. We had absolutely no real estate experience, honestly, no business experience. I don't think I've ever made more than 20 grand in a year in my entire life. Right, so that's what I'm saying is anyone's able to do this, but the one thing we did have is we committed to this, and we really did commit to this full time. This was absolutely all we thought about, all we did for year after year, and we were able to scale it to doing what we're doing now. So that is what I was getting into. Is this was our previous year's numbers, is we did $1.742 million in net profit, and we're not talking revenue. This isn't e-commerce or Amazon FBA where they're on 10% margins. This is net profit, 1.74 million on 239 deals. So it's not just us. Grayson, who's our first student, now one of our good friends, he actually reached out to us when he was in high school about 2 years ago. He said he wanted to learn land flipping. He heard about us through some college friends. And we started working with Grayson, and Grayson, again, is, as I mentioned earlier, like he was very similar to us to where he was working 18, 19 hours a day. I've never seen anything like it. He committed to it every single day, and it makes me really happy to see him doing numbers like he did in December, where as you can see on the screen right here, he had a $60,000, a $4,600, a $3,000, a $30,000, and a $3,500 deal all in the same month, and he was able to do over $100,000 profit in a single month. And it's actually crazy because we're now in March. This was in December, and March of 2025, he's going to clear over $150,000 in net profit to himself at 20 years old.
And the best part about that too is he built out a team now, so he's not working nearly as hard as he was in his first year and a half. He has a team doing it to where he's probably working half as much as he was before, and he's making way more money. So it's pretty cool to see that he was able to start this business, make money, and then actually build out his own team and run his own serious business that'll do hopefully over 7 figures this year. And it's pretty cool to be able to see the growth in that.
Right, and for us to sit here and say everyone's going to be great Grayson would be dumb, right? Not everyone's going to come in and make $100,000 profit, right? But even if you could make $5, $10, $20,000 a month from your laptop, how much would that change your life? So I'm just going to go in right now and I'm just going to go into our active community here. And these are just our success stories, right? So 7 hours ago, Eric closed his second deal. You can see again, it's March 15th right now. He joined on January 16th, closed his second deal, $3,000 spread. Yesterday we had Cole's first deal close, and if you read here, he'll say thank you to Jackson to buying it. Carson and I bought the deal from him. He got a $3,100 wire.
And I think Jackson touched on it a little bit, but again, this is a huge part of why we are teaching this. We want to partner directly with you guys. We are building now. We are doing development. So we're partnering directly with you guys, purchasing your deals so that we can build on them ourselves. We're the builders now. We want to partner with you. We want to do more deals. That's why we're teaching you guys how to do this right now.
Right, and this might be one of my favorite stories of all of them, Jan. So as you can see, member since February 12th. On March 6th, so 3 weeks after he joined, didn't even spend $1 on marketing, not even $1 on his business. He got a $5,200 wire, right? So he was saying that in 1 month of wholesaling in this program, I have made more money than I did working 20 hours per week for the whole semester last year at my minimum wage internship. Right, and there's just, I'm just gonna scroll down here. You guys can see all the success stories. It's nonstop. If I go here, I commented like that I was very, very happy with everyone, and here's just all even more success stories. If we go to the comments here, just 5 in escrow in 2 months. I'm getting used to posting deals coming soon. Have 1 deal closed, 2 under contract. So as you can see, like everyone's not gonna make $100,000 a month, but even if you can make $5, $10, $20,000 a month, that's $100,000, $200,000 a year. How much can that be life changing?
We even had Caleb close a deal in high school last week, which is pretty crazy.
So it just amazes me when so many people are just like, they'll comment and they'll be like, this isn't real, this isn't possible, this is a scam. He closed a deal in high school. He had his laptop in high school when he closed a deal. So all I'm trying to show you guys is that this is actually real.
The opportunity is there, and if you're willing to take the initiative, again, it's up to you. If you're a person that takes initiative, if you're a person that's not, the opportunity is there, so it's up to you to do it.
Right. So this is tapping into a new way of real estate, right? This isn't old school. We're not in the 60s anymore. You can't just get a house for 30 grand and rent it out for 4 grand a month. It's not 1960 anymore. Section 8 rentals, you make $300 per Section 8, right? We've done $500,000 profit in a month. You're not gonna do that with Section 8, I'm sorry. You're not gonna have 1,200 rentals. If you're a real estate agent, you're getting 3% commission. You need over $60 million in sales to do the same number that we did last year. How many houses at $300,000 is that? It's a lot of houses to sell as a real estate agent, right? So this is the best way to get into real estate, and you need very little money to start, right? So I always thought to get into real estate, you need hundreds of thousands of dollars, or you had to be an agent, or you had to come from a family that does real estate, come from a big brokerage, something like that, until we figured out this business model, which is what we're gonna get into.
And that's how it's always been, but now we figured out how to leverage AI in our business that does most of the work for us. So you'll see again, but we're using AI to do most of the work for us so that we can be doing real estate deals this easy and be doing hundreds of real estate deals per year.
Right, and just to show everybody, I'm gonna pull up right here. This is our 2024 closed deals. This is our active CRM, just to show you guys we actually are still doing this. We're not one of those people that's just gonna sit on here and practice something we don't preach. We're doing deals every single day. We were like 30, 40 deals away last year from doing a deal every single business day. And as you can see, I'm just gonna scroll through our CRM and just show you guys every single contract's in here, every title email, these are all our contracts. You can see all the deals. This is our active CRM. You see every contract. These are real deals, right? Just go down the profit here. $8,000 deal, $6,000, $8,000, $4,000, $8,000, right? So this list just goes on and on, right?
And you'll see here, all these deals right here, a big question that we get, yes, these are all land deals, just vacant land, vacant properties. We don't deal with houses whatsoever, because again, we're telling you how simple and easy this is. It's not simple and easy if you're dealing with houses. You have to deal with tenants, There's people that have emotional attachments to the homes. There's all this different stuff that can go wrong with a house. Inspections you have to deal with, having buying agents, selling agents.
Sorry to cut you off. Imagine you're trying to sell someone else's house without owning it. How are you going to schedule a buyer to go meet with the seller without talking about the price, right? You don't have to do that with land, right? These people just don't even know they have it. They have no way to sell it. A good agent will never work with you if you have land, because if you're selling a $30,000 lot, why would a good agent work with you for 3% when they can go sell a $9 million house, right? So they'd much rather work with people that are selling expensive houses than lots. So these people actually have no way to sell their land, which is when we come in and we connect them with the builder, and we're able to make some money in between by helping the seller and the buyer. So again, traditional real estate, I already mentioned it, like realtors aren't making much money, rentals don't work, or if they do, you're making very, very little income to do a lot of work. and you do not need hundreds of thousands of dollars to start with this. So what we're doing again is virtual land flipping, right? So we've never even seen we've done over 600 properties at this point. We have never even seen one property that we have flipped ourselves. There's very low cost, if any. We've done deals for free. As you saw, Jan did a deal without any marketing expenses. You make sales quick, as you saw with Jan, his first 3 weeks, and it probably took him a week to learn. Within his first 2 weeks, he got paid, right? And it's truly online, right?
And another thing I'll touch on too is if you're not the type of person that likes to sit there and hammer the phones and make cold calls all day, you don't have to do that with this. With this AI method that we're teaching you, it does most of the work for you again, and most of it's through text message and email. So you don't even have to get on the phone a lot of these times to make these deals.
Right. So there's no sales experience needed. As I mentioned earlier, right? Like these sellers want to sell their land and the good agents won't even work with them. And they have no idea how to get in contact with a corporate builder, right? And these corporate builders have no idea how to get in contact with a landowner in Florida that lives in Michigan, right? So we're helping both of them. And because we're helping them, they want to sell and the builders want to buy. And because that we're bringing so much knowledge and help into the industry, we get paid in the middle, right? So you don't need to be a salesman. You don't need to be good on the phones. It's just like, we need to put connect the dots of the people and we get paid in the process, right? So what we're doing, this is kind of the secret to everything, is we can send 5,000 texts in 2 minutes, right? So we find what the builders are looking for, we text everyone in the area, and we use this through AI to where you can send the text in 2 minutes and then you can just respond to them on your computer and you can make deals that way. So this is important though, because if you can send 5,000 text messages a day, right? That means if you do it every business day, you're sending 100,000 texts a month, right? And as I mentioned earlier, the average deal size is almost $9,000. So if you send 100,000 texts a month and you have 99,999 people tell you no and one person tell you yes, you make $100,000 a year, right? And how dumb does that sound to say you couldn't get one person to say yes out of 100,000 messages, right? So that's why this is important. So this is why it works. As you can see on the screen here, in the last 12 months, there have been 59,000 sales. These yellow dots are sales in the state of Florida alone, which honestly gets me kind of upset that we only did 239 deals last year because I feel like we could have done a lot more with that many sales. What are the odds you can't get in between 12 sales out of 59,000? Right? And on the right, it's important because these are the newly built houses, right? There's 32,751 houses that were built in the year 2024 in the state of Florida alone. These builders need lots. They need lots and they have no way to get them other than overpaying on the market, which is where we come in.
And sorry to cut you off. What this shows is that the market's already there. So with every other business that you're gonna wanna start, if you wanna build a t-shirt brand, if you wanna build a restaurant, if you wanna have any other sort of business, the market's already there for this. There's 32,000 builders. People ask all the time, how do I sell my deals? It's the hardest part to sell my deals. I can't sell my deals. There's already 32,000 people that are actively buying deals, multiple of them per day. There's hundreds of thousands of lots that get purchased. The market's already there. It's just getting in between there and selling them the deals.
Not only that, this is Florida alone. There's 50 states. We've done 15, 20 states at this point. Between our students, they've done 40 to 50, probably almost all states, right? You can do this anywhere. There's like 3 states where you have to do some loopholes because wholesaling itself is illegal. But there's 50 states you can do this in. This is Florida alone. Imagine how many sales there are in the entire country that you can get in the middle of. So we made a free course. We have a step-by-step training teaching you exactly how to do this business that has changed my life and many others. This is how to make your first $100,000 flipping land and then your first $100,000 a month, right? So this is the exact same thing that we use in our business to date and that we used 2.5 years ago when we started. So we're gonna make a live training right now to show you guys exactly how we started, what we do in this simple 6-step process. So let's jump into the free course here. There are 6 steps to flipping land, right? So first thing you have to do is you're gonna have to find a good market, right? Where am I gonna flip land? So that's the first step. Next step is you're gonna pull the list of leads, you're gonna text the leads, you're gonna get the seller under contract, and then you're gonna sell that contract for more money, and then you're gonna get paid. The difference, right? So step 1, right? You're gonna wanna find a market. So we're gonna go over here to Zillow.com. Let's go Zillow.com. And we're from Florida and we showed Florida earlier, so I'm just gonna go to Florida. Okay. So I'm gonna go to sold, lots and land, and then I'm gonna go to last 90 days. So all these yellow dots on the screen you see here, those are all sales of vacant land. Right? So I'm just gonna scroll around here, look for an area with a lot of yellow dots because it means that it's very hot for flipping land. Where are we? Okay. I want to go to, this area looks pretty good down here, right? Seems to be a good amount of sales down here. Okay. St. Augustine, Florida. So I'm also gonna put in here too, like, we're gonna just try to do the lots that are the size of 5,000 square feet to half an acre. because these are the little infill lots that the builders like to buy. I think we can find a market with more land, so let's keep going. Let's see. Seems to be a lot of yellow dots down here. Cool. There's a ton of yellow dots down here. What is this, right? So Port Charlotte, let's see. They seem to be pretty cheap. We're going to try to get a little more expensive with this. All right. What do we have here? Looks to be a ton of yellow dots. Are in the good price range, right? 30,000. What zip code is this? 33976. So I'm just going to confirm 33976. Cool. If we just go to newest, 29,000, 29,000. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure there's builders in the area. So I'm going to go for sale. Now I'm going to go look at houses. Year built. We're going to go to 2023 or newer. And look at that. There's 105 new built houses, right? And we always just make sure there's at least 10 newly built houses in the zip code. But with 105 houses, we'll have no issue selling any of these properties.
So you get a deal. Who am I going to sell my deal to?
Right.
Any of these 105
so
people right
we'll
here.
scroll down here, and if it doesn't say the builder's name, you can just call the agent. Hey, you work with this builder. Would you like to work with me, right? So that's how you find the builders. But okay, we got our market, right? 33976 zip code. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull a list, right? So we now need to pull a list of leads so that we're able to mass text them. So next thing I'll mention is we're going to want to get a price from the builder, right? So I forgot to mention that. So we're going to go back to lots and land, and I'll just tell you, looking at this, is the lowest listing in the area looks to be 20,000, right? So let's say a builder, you call a builder, they say, I will give you 17,000 for any lot here, right? So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to pull your lead list. You're going to go to propstream.com. And this is very cheap. I think 5,000 free leads, which is more than enough to make a deal. And then it's $49 a month therefore after. So we're going to get logged into PropStream here. We're going to go to 33976. So there's 16,627 properties. This includes houses. We're now going to go here. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go to vacant land. Again, we're 5,000 square feet to 20,000 square feet.
Because we want these to be for the builders, so they need infill residential lots.
Cool. Next thing we're going to go to is we're going to go to, scroll down, not on the market, right? We want off market properties. We want to go owner type, individual or mixed, right? We do not want the properties in a corporation. If it's in Meritage Homes LLC, we do not want to contact them because they're a builder, right? They'll never sell to us. And then the last thing we want to do, right, is last sale price. We want to make this, since again, we can sell them for 17,000, we're going to offer 12,000 so we can make $5,000 profit on everything. We want to make sure they bought it for less than $12,000, right? Because if they paid 14,000, they're never going to sell to us for 12. So we took, and then next thing is, this is something you can play with. I like to do it, is less than 5 properties owned, right? So this just means they don't own a ton of properties. Odds are if they're a real estate investor with 400 properties, they're not going to sell at a discount. So I'm going to hit view. We now have 1,196 properties. You click here, add to list. You're going to add this to a list right here. So I just put in 33976 and then I put the date, hit save. You're now going to take that list that you just pulled. So what this is going to do is it's just going to give you a big lead list of, this one was about 1,200 properties, right? So once this loads, you're going to take that list and you're going to go to kindskiptracing.com. And what skip tracing means is, it just means, simply put, finding phone numbers. So I'm not going to go ahead and do this and give you the people's phone numbers, but you just click login, upload the list, spit back out a list with phone numbers, right? So now I have my leads and I have phone numbers for those 1,200 leads. Next, we're going to mass text the leads. So you go to smartercontact.com. And what this website does is it allows you to send thousands of texts at one time. This is where AI comes in. We use AI to write all of our templates. We just ask it to, hey, feed us templates to mass text these people. And you'll just go on here. You'll send a campaign right here. And your message templates will say, hey, my name is Jackson. I will offer you $12,000 for your property. You'll send that out 1,200 times. And whoever says yes, you make $5,000, right? And you're doing this 5,000 times a day to every single day of the month. What are the odds one person's not going to say yes, right? So again, now you get someone to agree. They say yes, I'll take that. Next, you're going to negotiate with the seller, which we already talked about. They already said yes to your price. and you're going to go to DocuSign.com. You're going to send them that contract that we gave to you earlier, and as soon as they sign, you're now going to call the builder that you already
This is all
talked to.
sent online. You just email it over to
Right.
them and they sign it electronically.
Right, and sometimes you don't even have to call these people, right? So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to find the builder, which you already have from the beginning that we called, and they said they'll pay 17. You put the builder under contract at 17 for the same property. The contract the seller signed allows you to assign it to them and sell their property without owning it. And then the next thing you do is just get paid. You send the 2 contracts with your wire information to a title company, and then you just get paid from there. They'll send you a $5,000 wire. You never have to buy the lot. You never have to go to the property. Nothing whatsoever. So
Yeah, so basically, how can you fast track your success? So over the past, it's been almost 3 years now, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on mentorships, wasting money on stuff expenses that weren't working, doing different marketing strategies that weren't working. We figured out everything that works and compiled it into this program that we're going to be showing you guys, again, because we want to partner directly with you. We're building, we have over $10 million in active development that we're currently building on. We want to partner with you guys. We would love to do 1,000 deals with our students. This year is our goal. So we created this program to show you guys everything, how to build the exact same business that we've built over the past 3 years, and showing you everything that we've learned from every single piece of knowledge that we've bought, that we've gained, that we've learned. Everything is in there to make sure that you guys are successful, and that's what we're showing you in this program.
Right. So if you'd like to work with us, again, we're buying a lot of our students' deals right now. Go ahead, apply now. We'll get you on an interview and hopefully work with you, right? So we're very excited to work with you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll be in touch shortly.